Oscar Bonavena made fun of him in interviews, questioned his courage, and spent weeks calling Muhammad a coward. Everything happened on December 7, 1970, at Madison Square Garden in New York City. 3 years earlier, Muhammad Ali had been stripped of his world title and banned from boxing after refusing to enlist in the army during the Vietnam War. After his return, at just 28 years old and in top shape, Ali was determined to prove that his years of absence hadn't made him lose any speed. He wanted a clear path back to the title and back to YouTube. Joe Frazier, the man who now held the crown that Ali still considered his own. But before any of that could happen, he had to get past Oscar Bonavena, a tough and fearless rival who had already earned a reputation as one of the toughest men in boxing, and who seemed determined to make the fight personal. Years earlier, Bonavena had knocked Joe Frazier down twice in a fight that many considered one of the toughest tests of Frazier's career. Who is he? Bonavena was not intimidated by Ali's reputation, fame, or achievements. On the contrary, he constantly mocked and provoked the champion, getting under Ali's skin in a way that very few opponents ever had. For Bonavena, Ali was an overrated former champion living off old memories, and he intended to prove it to the whole world. By the time the fight was made official, the tension between them had become impossible to ignore. Bonavena spent weeks attacking Ali in interviews, but for Ali, that was nothing more than motivation. He had spent 3 years being criticized, questioned, and written off. Now finally, he had the chance to give everyone an answer inside the ring. But unlike many of Ali's previous opponents, Bonavena was not afraid of him. On December 7, 1970, the long-awaited showdown finally arrived between two of the most prominent personalities in the heavyweight division. Both Ali and Bonavena stepped into the ring to settle their rivalry in the only way they knew how. Fully aware that months of provocations and personality clashes had turned this fight into one of the most talked-about events of their careers. It was clear that this was not going to be an easy night for Muhammad Ali. The Argentine withstood Ali's punches and kept forcing him to fight at an uncomfortable pace. For long stretches, the former champion returning to the ring looked much more vulnerable than the fans expected. But as the rounds went by, Ali's experience began to show. It's clear that his years away from boxing haven't diminished his performance, as he used patience, his reach, and polished technique to take control. And little by little, the constant pressure started to take its toll on Bonavena. In the 8th round, the strength that Bonavena had boasted about was finally put to the test when he launched an attack with renewed determination. Up until that moment, Muhammad Ali had largely controlled the fight thanks to his brilliant ring IQ, effortlessly dodging and neutralizing Bonavena's signature left hook. But now the Argentine was beginning to show his characteristic tenacity, that dedicación de no sopesado. That same stubborn determination that had pushed elite opponents like Joe Frazier to the limit just a few years earlier, reminding everyone why he was still one of the most respected contenders in the heavyweight division. So, as they entered the decisive rounds, the fight was still close. Ali was winning rounds, but Bonavena was making him earn every second. Then came the 15th round, the final round, and suddenly everything changed. Ali, simply sensing that his opponent was getting tired, attacked with a level of aggression that hadn't been seen all night. The man known for his legendary tenacity had finally reached his limit. Then Ali knocked him down for the third time. The referee stepped in and stopped the fight. After nearly 15 rounds of pressure, punishment, and taunting, Muhammad Ali had gotten his answer. When it was all over, the biggest mouth in heavyweight boxing suddenly had nothing left to say. Bonavena later admitted that Ali was a great champion and acknowledged the punishment he had taken in the final round. For Ali, the victory meant much more than just another win on his record. And now he had overcome the toughest test of his comeback. He had earned a clear path to the heavyweight world champion, Joe Frazier. The stage was already set for one of the most anticipated fights in boxing history. Oscar Bonavena never got the rematch he wanted, and tragically, his life was cut short just a few years later.